And Ron, with that first freeze looming, it's important to note this will be our first freeze on the ERCOT power grid. Remember, the majority of Lubbock Power and Light customers made that switch to ERCOT back in May. And KAMC'S Laura Laughead checked in with LP&L today to see how things, we hope, are different from the deadly Texas freeze that took place last February.
Over the past 3 or 4 years, we've invested over $300 million in our grid here in Lubbock. Our local grid here at home has been reinforced and is ready for a large winter storm should it come.
LP&L spokesperson Matt Rose says even before last February's winter storm, they upgraded everything on the local grid from transmission lines to substations. He says the grid stood the test during the storm, and they're confident it will do it again. Rose adding that the passing of recent legislative bills have forced ERCOT to restructure and winterize.
We believe that the improvements that ERCOT has made, that they will be able to handle this on a statewide grid perspective.
But Susan Gillette with Lubbock Citizens Climate Lobby says those legislative bills don't cover it all.
ERCOT has not prepared the grid for disasters like we had in February. Some of it has been hardened, but not all of it. The legislature did not prepare us for what's coming up.
Local plumber Jeff Eade is also concerned. Last year's freeze had him working around the clock.
We're hoping they can sustain it because it was bad last year. We got put out a long time, and with parts being not as accessible this year, that worries us even more.
And he offers some tips to prepare.
Try to keep your pipes warm, keep your cabinets open, and cover those outside faucets. Know that it is coming and get it done before it's too late.
Laura Laughead, KAMC News.
Good advice, and Laura, Mr. Rose says there's no indication at this point that any power conservation efforts will be needed around this year's first freeze.